Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC. Liverpool fans, buckle up. Big transfer drama is unfolding as Fabrizio Romano drops major updates that could shake Anfield. From a huge Marc Guehi setback to rivals believing a £30 million deal is done, plus whispers of a world-class signing and a defender already announcing his move to the Reds. This is shaping up to be a crazy transfer saga you do not want to miss. Hit that like button, subscribe to Reds Fusion LFC, and let's break down every bombshell together. Liverpool suffer crushing Marc Guehi blow as rivals believe £30 million deal is all but done. Liverpool's fight to sign long-term target Marc Guehi could finally be over, with claims the defender's £30 million move elsewhere is all but done. Manchester City are reportedly confident they've outmaneuvered arch-rivals Liverpool in securing the signature of Marc Guehi. Both clubs have been locked in extensive negotiations with the Crystal Palace defender, with Liverpool nearly clinching Guehi last summer. However, Palace pulled the plug on the deal on deadline day, giving City manager Pep Guardiola the opportunity to swoop in and pursue the 25-year-old. The title challengers are optimistic about finalizing a £30 million deal in the coming days. The Mirror claims City have outpaced all competitors by offering Palace a sum the London club can't refuse. For his part, Guehi is supposedly eager to play under Guardiola. The Catalan coach has been eager to bolster his defense, particularly after injuries to Josko Guardiola and Ruben Diaz in recent matches. This urgency led him to press Etihad Chiefs to settle on a fee with their Palace counterparts. Guehi's contract expires in June, and some of Europe's top clubs have been queuing up to sign him on a free transfer in the summer, including Liverpool, after they missed out on him in the summer. Meanwhile, Palace boss Oliver Glasner, discussing Guehi's prospects, said, "You will ask me all these questions again and again and again. I need to find one answer. I will always tell you the same as long as I don't know anything else, because believe me, if I knew something, I would tell you, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know what will happen with Marc. I don't know what will happen with new players, and I don't know what will happen with JP. I don't know anything." These include Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Inter Milan, with Guehi able to negotiate a pre-contract agreement with an overseas club this month. Guehi's potential arrival at City means Liverpool could be forced to look elsewhere, with the club still believed to be keen on bolstering their defensive options over the next couple of windows. Slot was directly asked about Liverpool's interest in Guehi at his press conference ahead of the Arsenal match, but insisted he won't speak about players at rival clubs. Speaking about his current center-back options, the Liverpool boss added, "Am I happy with number of options? Joe Gomez is back now, a big help. No manager in the world tells you he is happy they only have 2 fit, but we have Leone, an unbelievable talent who is back next season. As much has been said about the spending, it is not that there is no limitation to that spending. This club has always tried to do smart things. In an ideal world, you have more than 2 center-halves available, but you have to accept that situation. I know Jurgen Klopp also had problems there and played midfielders there at times. Nat Phillips played a lot, so that has been LFC for all these years." Fabrizio Romano confirms another Liverpool signing with triple coup confirmed. Liverpool are making moves in the January window, with Fabrizio Romano confirming the latest of 3 additions on Thursday afternoon. Central defense is unquestionably the area of Liverpool's squad containing the most question marks right now. Virgil van Dijk is deep into his 30s, Ibrahima Konate is out of contract in the summer, Joe Gomez cannot stay fit, and Giovanni Livoni is sidelined with an ACL injury. The Reds hope to sign Marc Guehi either this month or at season's end. However, Manchester City are ramping up their own pursuit, while Real Madrid and Barcelona are lurking with intent. To ensure Liverpool's short-term issues don't develop into longer-term ones, the Reds have been hard at work bolstering their youth ranks with center-back signings. The first player Liverpool struck a deal for was Ifeanyi Ndukwe, who stands at a towering 6 foot 6 inches tall despite being just 17 years old.
The Austria Vienna star will remain in situ for the remainder of the season before linking up with Liverpool in the summer. That was followed over the past 24 hours by Liverpool confirming the capture of Burnley's 19-year-old Noah Adekoya, who again is a central defender. And on Thursday afternoon, transfer guru Fabrizio Romano confirmed Liverpool have struck again. Taking to X, he wrote, "Liverpool reach verbal agreement to sign left-sided centre-back Mor Ndiaye. Senegal defender has played at the recent U17 World Cup in Qatar. Deal follows the signing of Ifeanyi Ndukwe from Austria Wien sealed last week. Here we go." Mor Ndiaye is sometimes known as Talla Ndiaye, and the 18-year-old is arriving from Senegalese side Amichie FC. Ndukwe is costing Liverpool roughly £2.6 million, while Adekoya, who is from Liverpool, has joined immediately and will slot into the under-21s for the time being.
Better buy than Semenyo? Liverpool making calls to sign world-class star. Liverpool are experiencing a tough January so far, with matters on the pitch and off it. 2 draws against Leeds and Fulham to start the month have done little to salvage Arne Slot's soured reputation at Anfield, with the Reds now 14 points adrift, top-of-the-table Arsenal in the Premier League. There have even been murmurs that Liverpool have a replacement lined up for the waning Dutchman, in the form of Xabi Alonso. Moreover, barring a late twist in the tale that has been mentioned by Sky Sports' Jamie Redknapp, Liverpool also looks likely to lose out on the £65 million signature of Antoine Semenyo, as the Ghanaian edges ever closer to pulling on Manchester City Sky Blue. A medical is reportedly set in stone for Semenyo to swap AFC Bournemouth for the Etihad, as Liverpool shifts their focus to other targets. Liverpool make calls to sign world-class star. Realistically, although the transfer window can throw up some dramatic edge-of-your-seat moments, Liverpool do look to have come up short on Semenyo's coveted signature. That doesn't mean they won't have other statement transfer targets in mind, however, with a £100 million move for Brighton and Hove Albion midfielder Carlos Baleba allegedly on their radar. Alongside talk about Baleba coming to Anfield, rumors continue to persist regarding Liverpool making a January swoop for Crystal Palace centre-back Marc Guehi. Indeed, this does look to be yet another move where Man City are in the driver's seat, but transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has stated via his YouTube channel that Liverpool have made calls this month to try and snap up a late deal for a defender they very nearly got their hands on back in the summer. Romano stated, "The doors are not closed to a January exit for Marc Guehi. Man City are on it. Man City are negotiating with Crystal Palace for Marc Guehi, but it's not something done. It's not something agreed. Don't forget about Bayern calls. Don't forget about Liverpool calls. The situation is moving around Marc Guehi because Bayern and Liverpool are tracking this opportunity for the summer transfer window. Guehi is out of contract in the summer and likely to move on a free transfer, although he could move this January for a fee, thought to be around the £35 million mark, according to previous reports. Why Guehi could be a better purchase than Semenyo? Liverpool has been troubled by some ineffective attacking performances of late, with former Reds legend Jamie Carragher stating after the Merseyside Giants stumbled to a 0-0 draw against Leeds United that the underwhelming side has certainly lost something in terms of excitement. This is where Semenyo could come to the rescue, with the £65 million rated forward up to 10 Premier League goals for the season now, having bowed out from his very impressive stay with the Cherries with a last-gasp winner against Tottenham. Defender announces he's signed for Liverpool as Mor Ndiaye transfer edges closer. Noah Adekiona has taken to social media to say that he is signed for Liverpool from Burnley. While the focus is firmly on whether Arne Slot and Richard Hughes bolster the Liverpool first-team squad in the January transfer window, it appears efforts to strengthen the ranks underneath the seniors are very much coming to fruition. The Liverpool Echo's Paul Borst reported exclusively earlier this week that the Reds are closing in on a deal to sign left-sided centre-back Mor Ndiaye, who played for Senegal at the recent FIFA U17 World Cup in Qatar. And while at the time of writing a deal for the 18-year-old had not been done, Fabrizio Romano has today, January 8, claimed a verbal agreement has now been reached. Ndiaye is currently registered with Amity Football Club in Senegal, who are owned by former Newcastle United and Chelsea striker Demba Ba. Once his move to Liverpool goes through, the teenager is slated to go straight into Rob Page's under-21 squad, with Amara Nalo expected to go out on loan as a result. But Ndiaye is not the only young defender on their way to the Reds. They have also been in talks with Austria Vienna over completing a summer switch for Ifeanyi Ndukwe, who was another player who caught the eye at the FIFA U17 World Cup in November. Like Ndiaye, the 17-year-old would initially be brought in as part of Page's under-21 setup, which looks set to have been boosted by the arrival of a third centre-back. That's because Noah Adekoya has announced that he has joined Liverpool from Premier League rivals Burnley. Adekoya took to Instagram to share images of him signing his contract alongside an image of him in a Reds kit when he was younger. He captioned the post, "God's plan." The Liverpoolian had been with the Clarets since he was an under-12s player and in October signed his first professional contract with the club. That came after he captained Burnley's under-18s to the Under-18 Professional Development League North title last season and made 9 appearances for their under-21s. The 19-year-old featured for Scott Parker's first team in pre-season and was highly thought of by officials, with academy manager Chris Casper saying after the player inked his first pro deal late last year, "We're pleased that Noah will continue to be part of our under-21s group going forwards. He showed real leadership qualities last season, and that alongside his performances and physical profile give us the confidence that he can keep improving." Marc Guehi's 4 transfer options assessed as Arsenal rival Man City in £30 million January battle. Marc Guehi is set to leave Crystal Palace, be that this month or in the summer when his contract expires, with a number of top clubs in the Premier League and in Europe all eyeing him up. The demand for Marc Guehi just seems to be going up and up. Half of the Premier League's Big Six are eyeing up the Crystal Palace centre-half, who is out of contract in the summer. It means that his exit from Selhurst Park is all but inevitable, now leaving it as a matter of when. The potential exists for the Eagles to offload their captain before January is up, thus giving them the chance to recoup a fee for the England international. Go back several summers and Newcastle had a $65 million offer turned down by Palace. They will get nowhere near that now, perhaps half of it at best, but whoever lands his services will have an elite performer, one who has skippered the team to FA Cup glory over the past year. Guehi has established himself as an England regular, and sooner or later there was going to come a time when he was going to outgrow Palace's ambitions. Liverpool failed to wrap up a deal in the summer, opening the door for their rivals to swoop in. Whilst the Reds retain an interest, they now face serious competition. Manchester City have grown confident that they can secure a deal for Guehi before the month is out, as they bid to add more quality to their backline as they eye a late title charge. Champions-elect Arsenal are also ready to join the race for the defender. It remains to be seen whether they'll table an offer this month or eye him on a free in the summer. But will it be too late? We take a look at the clubs in for Guehi and where could be his best landing spot.